How strong did Princess Shuna become after the Harvest Festival? During the series, Princess Shuna wasn't really looked at as a powerful character. She was more looked at as a sweet princess and likable character. But with the addition of the Harvest Festival, she gained some very powerful skills that would change the way that you and everyone else in the Tensura universe looks at her. These powers being enough to even stop Clayman's index finger, Alderman. But to fully explain how strong she had become, we must go back to the beginning. Over these past 2 years, Shuna had grown a lot more powerful, but she wasn't always as powerful as she is now, seeing as when we first met her, it was in the fight between Rimiru's group and the orcs. She played a minimal role in this situation other than putting all the other members of Ranga, Rigurd, and Gobto's group to sleep. She had a talent for magic, but due to her being a princess, she was a sheltered girl in her village. She never really needed to have strength, seeing as she was destined to become a princess or a queen of the orcs. Around this time, we only got to see her use skills and or magic like that blue flame wall and simple magic like sleep magic, and many more kinds of simple magic. She then got her evolution to Kijin. This brought her a little more strength, but in Rimiru's group, and she wasn't really needed for strength, more to be someone who just watches and rules over the village. Economic advisor along with Rigurd. She is very skilled and knowledgeable in domestic matters and can do anything from making clothes to even cooking, as she taught most of the hobgoblins how to. Also, with her evolution to Kijin, she gained a more human form and became way more refined. She gained the ability to use all kinds of new forms of magic like barriers, elemental magic, and assist skills, but let's skip around to Rimiru's Demon Lord evolution because she didn't really do much in the other arcs. Now we can explain her skills and abilities that she gained during the Harvest Festival, and that put her from being a perfect advisor to being one of Rimiru's powerful subordinates. First up, we have her unique skills, with first being Thought Acceleration, which is an extra skill that amplifies the user's thought process speed. The acceleration varies from a few hundred times to millions of times depending on the individual. Analytic Appraisal, the ability to analyze and appraise a target. All of Creation, which is the ability to comprehend anything that has information about it that isn't fully hidden from the world. But the user must have seen this thing at least once, and with any information or thing the user has seen or experienced, new information or details can be told to the user. Next, Chant Annulment, which is used for magic. This skill removes the chant time for magic, which is perfect because Shuna mostly uses magic. Next is Law Manipulation. This skill lets her manipulate the laws of the world. This can be either from a magical point or scientific. Granted, the user must have enough knowledge of those laws, but this ability lets them bypass all the laws of the world that would usually restrict normal people or monsters. Thanks to this guy right here for explaining it, basically you can gain absolute control over an element and even change its properties to fit your needs. Most characters can only manipulate the skills they are already associated with though. But this skill is what truly makes her a dangerous opponent, as she can change, control, and manipulate the laws of the world, removing all restrictions and bending them to her will. Last of the unique skills, Manufacturer. This skill grants Shuna the ability to create her own unique magic, whether it be simple or magic that monsters are restricted from using. She was granted this ability as a gift from Rimiru's Harvest Festival. This ability actually has 3 effects. These are like Shizue's skill Degenerate, Transmutation, the act of changing or the state of being changed into another form. Fusion, which is used for merging skills together and evolving them to make a new skill. This is OP and allows for infinite combinations of different skills. The last of the effects, Separation, which releases the properties of the target, separated it into its different properties. Example, if you separated fire, you would get carbon, water vapor, oxygen, nitrogen, and so on. Then there's extra skills like Magic Sense, which lets you sense the surrounding magic kills, how strong someone is, and how many magic kills someone has. as long as they aren't completely erasing it or projecting a false amount to trick you. Multi-layer barrier, which lets her create multiple barriers with different resistances. Next is spatial travel. It allows instantaneous travel to locations the user has been before. Holy blessing, an ability that can purify and grant salvation to the cursed dead. Overdrive, an ability achieved by her unique skill analysis to carry out control laws, basically law manipulation. It causes the magic kills gathered by her opponent to go out of control. Next is her magic, which includes illusionary magic, a mystic art, which allows her to be able to cast various spells such as creating a wall of flame, putting her enemies to sleep, or confusing her enemies' senses. Holy magic, which allows the manipulation of spirit particles, which allows Shuna to use attacks such as Hinata's skill disintegration. With this skill, she can cast powerful magic on the level of ultimate skills. One more thing is that with this skill, she can heal virtually all injuries and even bring back the recently deceased. With that out of the way, we saw that Shuna has some very powerful skills and magic that makes her very powerful. Though she might not be as strong as Shion or Benimaru, she is still very strong, and I believe that in season 3, she's going to really make her mark. But I believe that's all for how strong Princess Shuna is after the Harvest Festival. If you guys have any other opinions or thoughts, feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.